What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning into the channel. Shane here, bringing you some Rise of the Ronin gameplay. I know, I'm like 3 or 4 months late, but I finally got around to playing it. And it's not because I wasn't interested in the game, it just came out at the same time as Dragon's Dogma 2, which was definitely my main kind of hyped up game. It was one or the other, and I went with Dragon's Dogma 2. But I love Team Ninja games. Nioh 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, so I was very interested in Rise of the Ronin. But, there was a lot of negative, kind of opinions surrounding the game, primarily with the graphics saying that, it's not up to snuff. And yeah, when you compare it to games like Ghost of Tsushima and Horizon and God of War and all these first-party Sony games, yeah, it's not really gonna stack up, but I still think it's a pretty good-looking game. This is Team Ninja's first big fully open world game, and you can definitely tell that the kind of game engine, the graphics engine that they're using is definitely starting to get outdated. But I do think the game still looks pretty good. It's just not really going to compare to those other games. But Team Ninja has never really had the most amazing-looking games to begin with. I still think Nioh 2, remastered, looks pretty good. Wulong Fallen Dynasty looks pretty good. Again, Nioh 2 is one of my favorite games, so I was pretty excited to get into this. But now, all these months later, I'm finally jumping in, and honestly, I think a lot of the critics were wrong. Now, the reviews for this game were not terrible. Lots of 7s, couple 8s and stuff, but nobody, none of the major kind of review outlets, said that the game was bad. Just that, again, when you're comparing it to some of these other, first-party Sony games, it's pretty hard to stack up. But Team Ninja is about the gameplay, and the gameplay in this game is pretty fantastic. Now, it's not as deep as Nioh 2 or even Wulong Fallen Dynasty, but it is pretty deep, especially for an open world game. It's a little bit more streamlined, but I honestly think it's a lot better, way more underrated than some of what the reviews have said. Now, I'm not super far into the game. We've cleared the prologue, the tutorial, the first mission, and now we're in the open world, kind of just doing side quests and stuff and exploring. It's a big open world, and it kind of has the Ubisoft style open world, which I don't tend to usually like. But the combat is really good. I'm still getting used to it. I keep trying to play it like Nioh 2. You'll see this was the first time going up in this mission, and I keep trying to play it like Nioh 2 because I've just sunk hundreds and hundreds of hours into that game. So it's definitely taking, it's gonna get, take some time to get used to. I can't speak right now. And I'm not good at parrying. So this is going to be a lot harder game for me than the Nioh and stuff, because a big focus on this game is parrying. So it's going to take a little bit for me to get used to. But the combat is very good. You can switch between multiple characters during certain missions, and then in the open world, you're kind of doing your typical open world style stuff, clearing bandit camps and gathering materials and going to towns and doing side quests and stuff like that. But it's definitely a lot better than I was initially expecting. Again, graphics not amazing, but nowhere near as bad as everyone was making it out to be. I think it's still a solid looking game, but I think the next game that Team Ninja decide to do, they really should do a substantial upgrade to their game engine. That way they can really show off the gameplay with the graphics, because their games are always focused on the gameplay, the combat, the action, and then the visuals and stuff were always secondary. But if they can update their engine and kind of get the graphics up to snuff with a lot of other games out there, I think a lot of people will pay more attention to their games. But this is essentially the first main mission in the game. Again, there are missions which are kind of like dungeons almost in a way, and then you have the open world, and yeah, I think that I wish I played this sooner. I wish I got this with Dragon's Dogma 2. I could have played both of them at the same time like an absolute maniac. Two huge open world games that play very different, and this setting is super cool. Whereas Nioh and Wulong were set, Nioh was set in Japan, and then Wulong was China. It had the ancient folklore, it had the fantasy element to it with demons and yokai and stuff like that. There is no demons in here. This is a little bit more of a historical time period where the United States, America, was entering into Japan. So it's a really, really cool time period, nice blending of different kind of like settings. Of course, it is inspired by historical events and stuff like that, but they kind of put their own spin on it. Yeah, it's definitely a lot better than what the initial reviews said. And this is kind of just a first impression of the game after sinking, a solid day's worth of gameplay and kind of just getting used to the controls and the combat and how everything works. And I might even make a new character just to kind of get a better start. I usually tend to do that with Souls games and Souls-like games and RPG games. Once I get the hang of it, then I can go back in and kind of just dominate those initial hours of the game. But I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. Again, I know this came out a couple months ago, but I know a lot of people were on the fence because, everyone was talking about the graphics and stuff like that. But honestly, give it a shot if you like Team Ninja games, if you like Souls-like games, if you like, historical Japan settings and stuff like that. I think you're going to have a really good time. It's very challenging, but if you want, you could put it on the lower difficulty if you just want to experience the story. And so far, the story is actually pretty cool. It's got kind of that classic Shogun and ninja settings, and it's really cool. I'm digging it so far. Definitely a lot better than what a lot of the critics initially said. But I'm gonna shut up, let the video play out. If you enjoy it, be sure to leave a like and a sub. Let me know what you think of Rise of the Ronin. I'll definitely do an in-depth full review once I beat the game, or once I sink couple dozen hours into the game and really get a good feel for everything. I'll do an updated review. But that's it for kind of the first impressions. Definitely wish I played this sooner. Having a great time. But if you like this video, leave a like and a sub. Really helps me out, guys. Till the next one, peace out.
Yourself. They're no match for the Verdage. cross.
This country will open up at long last. After an epic voyage, I will triumph where all others failed. Japan. A great white whale that's eluded all others. But my vision is clear, and my harpoon ready. Huh? Assassins! I will not die till I've netted this whale. Watch out! Get out of here! Kill me, and you're all done for. A long way. I'm not dying here. Now you think? done for. Come a long way. I'm not dying here.
I'm afraid I can't let you kill him. Two of you. The Veil Mage. So you actually exist. Rumor is, a Veil Mage will sacrifice their partner for duty. So which of you will do the deed? A Veil Mage without a partner. Truly a pitiful sight.